Biden, Steve. I mean, we've kind of, in part because of the 4th and the 5th, it's early in this contest, but can he make a rebound?
I mean, it's early in this contest, but he came in as the prohibitive frontrunner with the greatest name ID, the potential to raise the most money, and he faltered. And I think if you look at him on the debate stage or you see him out on the campaign trail, he looks like somebody who's not up for the job. That's not necessarily a statement about his age. He just looks like he can't be the guy to take on Donald Trump. I think that matters a lot to rank-and-file Democrats who see him, especially in these early states, where you see him up close, you're in the room, you have a chance to ask him a question. He doesn't seem like a vigorous candidate to take on Donald Trump, and some of these others, I think, present an alternative.
Michael, what level of urgency is the Democratic Party at right now with the state of this race? I mean, is it 4-alarm, 5-alarm fire? What kind of...
How many alarms can we go up to?
Yeah.
Whatever the maximum is. I think it's 5. I think it's 5, and it's because there are a couple different things going on. I mean, one is, you know, there's so many problems with the field, and there's so many flaws with the candidates. And you know, Bernie Sanders has a strong base, but very strong opposition. Michael Bloomberg has strong support among a small minority right now of the party, and a lot of people who can't tolerate him. But then, on top of it all, you have a process that looks like it could stretch out for a really long time. You could have the field divided up. You could have nobody get a majority of delegates. This could go to the convention. You know, every time we head toward a convention, people say, you know, you're going to have a brokered convention. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of years where people say this is really the time, and it's not. But it does seem like you have the stars aligning in a very plausible way right now. It's a nightmare scenario because Democrats feel like this is a national emergency. They just want to get Trump out at all costs, but they can't agree on how to do it.
So you're saying there's a chance. I think, actually, as you move closer and closer, it really does seem that way. And all the time we have said, oh, this is going to go to a contested convention. This one seems like it could.
I always root for contested conventions.
Just for the...
But this one really could. On the other hand, it's also true that there is someone who's doing a good job of being a front runner and who seems poised to do well heading into Super Tuesday, who really, if he were anyone else, would be agreed by everyone was the presumptive nominee, and that's Bernie Sanders. It's just that the establishment is so opposed to him, they just don't acknowledge that he won the most votes in Iowa, that he won the most votes in New Hampshire, and that he's poised to do well in Nevada and South Carolina.
The more they speak up about that as a group, the more his supporters come out in droves to support him, to say to the establishment.
I think Donald Trump is being very canny here. He's saying they're trying to take it away from you. He's messaging in a way that's further dividing the party, and I think it's what Bernie's supporters are on guard for, is the establishment trying to rig this, and Trump is pressing that button. I don't think rig is the right word for it, but you know, to the extent that the establishment is opposing Bernie, I think Trump is seeing that happening, calling it out, and his supporters, Bernie's supporters, are going to get whipped
What
up.
about, quickly, these commutations and pardons? Does it take away from President Trump's message, what he had with Alice Johnson, you know, Kim Kardashian's commutation that he ran in the Super Bowl ad? Does it take away from that message?
Well, I'm not sure if it takes away. It just is that some of these commutations and pardons are going to people that people really do think deserve their full sentences. It's always controversial when presidents do these, and in fact, President Trump is much further behind in commutations and pardons than his predecessors.
Blagojevich on your side, you're happy or sad about that?
Yeah, I think he should probably still be in prison. Could have had a longer sentence.
All right, panel, thank you. When we come back, some teamwork to do a good deed for an American hero tonight in Arizona.